Welcome to section 14.3 complex fractions. So in this section, when we talk about complex fraction, it's basically mean that you have some parts of fractions within the fraction. Here I have an example where we have two fractions at the top and the numerator of the overall fraction. And when we are working with complex fraction, you're basically trying to simplify or make it into a simple fraction. At the moment, in your numerator, we have 3 over x plus 4 over 5. So, just like adding and subtracting fraction, you need to have a common denominator. Here, the goal is just, again, to make simple fraction. So, when you have an example like this, you basically look at the what we call mini fraction. I only have 2 in the numerator. And what we're going to do is first identify our LCD. So basically, you're all just focusing on the denominator of the mini fraction. So I marked the denominators we're going to focus for the LCD, the x and 5. So to have a common denominator, our LCD has to be the x and the 5, which is basically 5x. So first, I have to explain what we have to do with the LCD. So let me rewrite the example problem down here. So when we're multiplying these complex fractions, if we're going to multiply by 1, then it's going to come out the same thing. So again, I'm going to explain about the concept of 1. If you're multiplying this complex fraction by 1, it's just going to come out the same thing. But instead of 1, what happens if we make this one into a fraction? So I'm going to rewrite the complex fraction again. And instead of 1, I'm going to multiply where the denominator and the numerator are the same, but this time we're going to use the LCD. We know that 5x divided by 5x is 1. The reason I'm mentioning about the 1 concept is that it's okay to multiply the complex fraction when 1 can be converted to a fraction where the numerator and the denominator is the same. So when I distribute the 5x to the numerator, it's going to look like this. 5x times the first fraction, 3 over x, plus, because of the plus sign here, 5x again, times the second fraction, over, I multiply the 5x to the 6x in the denominator. It's going to look like this. Now, just like how we did before in the previous chapters, if it's a whole number or whole variable, you're basically going to multiply to the numerator of the fraction. Nothing new. So 5x times 3 is 15x over my x, that's the original denominator, plus 5x times 4, that's 20x over my original denominator, which is the 5, over, now in the denominator of the whole fraction, 5x times 6x, that's 30x squared. Now we're going to simplify the numerator. So 15x divided by x is just 15, plus 20x divided by 5 is just 4x, and my denominator stays the same because there's nothing I can do about it. So our complex fraction is simplified into 15 plus 4x over 30x squared. There's nothing I can simplify between all three parts. I have 2 at the top, the 15 and the 4x. I have 1 at the bottom, 30x squared. Nothing in common with all three, so therefore I can't simplify my fraction. This is my final answer. So to review, with a complex fraction, identify the LCD. And again, with the 1 concept, when you multiply a complex fraction with 1, it will come out the same. So what we did with the 1 concept is we convert into a fraction where the numerator and the denominator is the same, and we're using the LCD. So 5x over 5x. When we multiply 5x over 5x to the complex fraction, I distribute the 5x to both of the fraction and the numerator, and then multiply the 5x, or again distribute to the denominator of the whole fraction. When I distribute the 5x to the numerator, I'm basically multiplying 5x to the first fraction and 5x to the second fraction, where the 5x is basically a whole number, a whole variable. We just simply going to multiply to the numerator. So 5x times 3 over x is 15x over x. 5x times 4 over 5 is simply 20x over 5. And then from there, you can simplify the numerator into 15 plus 4x. Whereas in the denominator, we're just going to multiply, because it's not a fraction, so it's basically 6x times 5x, which became 30x squared. After that, I checked, there's nothing I can simplify between the three parts that we have together, so this is my final answer.